Hello and welcome back to The Long Dark. This is my 100th episode, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I want to call it the perfect pack. So, I'm going to make my perfect pack, then I'm going to come back. Alrighty then. I'd love to show you what I consider the perfect pack. And that's just for me, and we're talking about running around everyday pack. We'll start with medicine. If you do not have 3 of these, which is the bandage plus old man's beard, then you're going to have to carry antiseptic with you. I hate this option because it weighs so much, but unfortunately, this has not been renewable. It's very rare to find it now. I was gathering it as quickly as I can find it. I'm sure there's plenty out there. I just can't find it. Anyway, in my opinion, you need at least 3 bandages for 3 incidents. 3 of these, and you can leave that out, the antiseptic out, or a combination. I think you need 4 antibiotics. That's 2 separate instances of bad food. That's for emergency situation. And if you know the food you have inside your pack is good, you don't even need to carry this. However, it's better to have it and not need it. So this is one of the few exceptions to that rule because it doesn't weigh that much. So my opinion, it's a good trade-off. You will now need 8 minimum because you use 2. That 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 4 instances. Twice I've had 2 to take 4 during one wolf attack. 2 for the ankle and 2 for the wrist, and so on, which makes no sense to me. However, if you have no more painkillers, definitely you have to have the rose hips. So I don't carry the rose hip until these run out, and I have some left. So 8 I think is the minimum. That's 2 instances of wolf attacks with 2 injuries that require medication. Or if you're just falling and you fall down and you underestimate how far something you're going to jump, you're going to need. This is my basic minimal pack. Let's go to clothing. All right. It is possible, I've seen it, where people only have a coat, the deerskin boots, not these, and the rabbit mittens, and everything else is gone, and they've been perfectly fine. This is a personal preference. I prefer to have the extra warmth so I can stay out longer. It seems to be a good trade-off. Right now, my deerskin boots are waiting to be repaired. I don't want them to be damaged anymore, so I am trading them off for the boots. The only problem, like I said, with these natural materials is that they're heavy. And that's a trade-off that you've got to put up with. If you'll notice, I don't have a bearskin roll. I do have one, and it's fine, but instead, I have the regular one, which weighs about 4.2 pounds less than the bearskin roll, which in my opinion is really good if you plan on being out a lot. But if you're like me, you only go out to hunt or gather wood if you can, and sometimes when you're traveling. I would take it when I travel. But if I'm just hanging out at the house, there's no point. The goal here is to get it as low as possible. So if you do kill a wolf or a bear or whatever, or a deer, you can bring the meat home without being encumbered. And that's the point of having a hide, or not as encumbered, because if you kill a deer and a wolf and you're carrying the hides and the skins and the meat and everything, or the guts, you're going to be so overloaded you can't carry it all, and you will wish that you had left half your stuff at home so you could carry it home, the stuff that you really need. So This is personal preference. Always keep it in good condition if you can, depending on how much you interact with the other animals, because lower than 75%, if you get an encounter, you're probably going to lose them, or it won't be worth repairing. So guard them because they're difficult to come by sometimes once you've scoured everywhere. These will be traded in with the deerskin boots as soon as they are finished. So let me see how the deer hide's done. Alright, so let me go ahead and do the boots. As you can see, they're 24%. And unfortunately, that was the result of a wolf attack. He loved my deer flavored boots. Alright, let's see what they are. They're 54. They're not ready to be worn, so I will put them back. And also put back the we've got. Alrighty, so back to the pack. Next, food. Minimum for a day you need would be in the 50s. High 40s, low 60s, and all the 50s for your weight as far as how many gallons. If you're in liters, you'll have to convert that yourself. 1 cup of tea, 1 cup of coffee, just in case you need to hoof it back with a lot, you'll get fatigued, this will help you. Or if you get attacked and you have to squirrel away in a bunker somewhere, you can drink this and recover faster and get home quicker. Meat. You need at least, in my opinion, a day and a night's ration of food. After that, you can kill or whatever, but it's going to take a while to, you don't want to starve while you're trying to hunt. But it's happened to me. But anyway, so if you can, 900, 900, 900, that's 27. And then 3122. 3122 calories. So that's a day and part of a night. So this should do you really good. That's your comfort level, but remember that this stuff weighs. So you're going to be eating it and replacing it with raw meat. So that works out okay. Now, let's go to tools. You need your rifle. You need it to be fully loaded. I don't require more bullets. I've never shot 10 shots ever, even with a bear. A storm lantern, preferably full. However, it is not necessary. It's nice to have, but it's not necessary. But I carry it, I guess, for sentimental reasons, because now we have torches. And so this could be something that I don't carry with me, but I'm gonna go carry it with me until it's empty. Once it's empty, I'll get rid of it and not carry it. So that's quite a chunk of weight. If you're exploring, the storm lantern is really good for that. If you're looking at a new map, that's something that's good. But as long as you have torches, you can negotiate in cave, a flare. You can have success with distracting animals, that sort of thing. So they only weigh 0.66. So this is going, now I've kind of talked myself into it. This lamp here is going in there. And I will take another torch out. You keep 4 torches and a flare. 3 torches and a flare. Nice drop in weight. Almost 10 pounds. So, go back to this real quick. Alright. Gun, hatchet, knife, bedroll, bow and arrow. This is optional also. but I'm using them and to get practice in, because frankly, once your bullets are gone, you're done until the new map or whatever. So the last contention is preference. These used to not weigh anything. You could keep them to your heart's content, but they've got a little bit of weight now, and it adds up. However, I keep this not only for fishing, but in lieu of a sewing kit. Matches, very, very important. Don't know what we're going to do when we don't have matches anymore. My game will be over, because you can't start fires. If you can't start fires, you're going to be eating raw meat. Sooner or later, you're going to get sick. And you can't see to go through caves. So you won't be able to go from map to map unless you're willing to just bump along a wall. All right. And you can't stay warm. So matches is the big thing in the game. For me, it makes no difference whether I've got Fire Striker. This I rarely use, and I normally don't carry it. But since it's getting so low, I'm going to try to use it up in lieu of using a match, because we need to conserve. These are going to be gone soon. They're absolutely going to be gone soon. So theoretically, what I'd like to do is, it's not theoretically, I'm actually going to do it. What I'm going to do is get rid of the matches that are higher quality. So I'll be using these 12 up first. I'm going to remove those. I'm thinking, I haven't tested this, but I'm thinking, the fewer matches you carry, the more likely you use up, because you can toggle, but it doesn't tell you the quality. So you often don't know when you're starting a fire whether or not you're using the crap matches, only by the number, if you can remember. Wait, my 12% have 4, my 30% have 12. So theoretically, there's 16 fires that you can start, plus the Fire Striker. So this is the order I will use them. The magnifying glass whenever I'm outside, which is rare that I even start a fire outside. And start using this intensely before it runs out. And it may not get that. Then move on to these. Then move on to Fire Striker. Then I'll come back and get some more crap matches. I think my next is 16. So I'll pull the 16s in there once these are gone. And move them like this, so we'll get the most out of the use out of these matches that we have left. So that's all I'm keeping there. This weight is totally negotiable. If you don't use a magnifying glass, then there's no point in carrying it around everywhere. I have searched all the cars and lockers, so I don't need to carry around the crowbar. Don't carry it around if you don't need it. If you found something that by accident is lost that you didn't look through, you can always come back and get a crowbar, and there's some laying around. Lots of paper places that I haven't even touched. So basic pack, here you go. This is pretty basic. You can keep as many. If you're a fisher person, keep more of these, whatever. I don't think they were enough to worry about. So there's that. Last but not least, one piece of cloth. Unless you are traveling, then you'll need repair materials. But daily, running around, you don't. One for emergency bandage, and 2 for fires. Hopefully you won't need these. You can pick it up as you go. If you're foraging for wood, you will also find tinder, but sometimes you don't. So that's why I keep 2 of these. So there you go. That's my perfect pack. Right now it stands at 54.69. I could reduce it even more by getting rid of this and the Fire Striker and maybe one of the torches. There's another pound that can be knocked off here. But I'm comfortable with the way it is. You have to be comfortable with your pack. You're probably an old hat at this, but there's no reason to carry more than this. There is one now that they have a new system for the fire making, and if you want to carry a piece of wood to get you started, which I find is a little, I don't know how I feel about that. It would have to be a big piece of wood to make a significant. If it's just a stick, you're only going to have enough warmth for maybe 10 minutes or so, which is not even enough time to really go out and forage. So you might as well go ahead and forage to begin with and not waste the match on starting a fire that you can't maintain. So I'm going to eat and drink and go to sleep. Oops. And that is what I consider the perfect pack. I would be interested in what is in your perfect pack. Let me know down in the comments, please. And I'm going to end this episode here, number 100. I'm so happy. I really enjoy making them. I hope you're enjoying listening to them. And we will talk to you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.